Ever since I was young, I wanted to work at a Wendy's. I had such fond memories of going there with my parents when they used to have those indoor playgrounds, which at the time I didn't mind the throw up and shit in the ball pits because it was fun. I thought it would be a super easy job and I get to play when I got bored. Man, was I dumb back then. Hi, I'm Figment, and this is the story of how I got into the workforce and made very, very poor memories. If you guys didn't know, I currently work at Walmart, so I no longer work at Wendy's, but that doesn't mean I have juicy secrets and tea of what it's like working in fast food. Before I start, however, you all should subscribe so I can hopefully quit Walmart one day. Anyway, let's start when I first tried getting a job. It was summer of 2022 and I had just got my license. I felt on top of the world and I thought, what now? And remember that I now have to pay for insurance and in a few years an apartment and college. How was I going to do that? I had to get a job. I applied to a few places like Bueller's, but they didn't think I was fit for the job. And I tried applying to Taco Bell and got rejected immediately because I was too confident. But they don't know I'm the best at doing fast food things. Yeah! After I gave up on looking for decent paying jobs, I looked around and found the light in the darkness, the Wendy's company. It was sitting there before me, ready for my overconfidence and willingness to take me in. I applied and a day later I got accepted. I didn't know what was in store for me. My first day went something along the lines of this. I walk in with my new work shoes, which you have to get these very uncomfortable non-slip shoes to work in fast food, and I'm shaking a lot. I was just bursting with confidence. I wait for a customer to get their food, and I walk up to the counter. I tell them today is my first day, and they tell me to come into the back. I prepare myself for the greatest place to work ever, and I open my eyes to see what can only be described as a mix between a dirty barn and an auto repair floor. The ground is covered in grease and french fries, while the counters are covered with stains from things like coffee and lemonade juice mix. I look up and around to see 3 people running back and forth and a person doing the dishes taking a hit of their vape. The cashier tells me to stay there while they get the manager at the time. The manager comes over and introduces herself. For the sake of privacy, I'll name her Melinda. Melinda was a very sweet older lady who I actually recognized from when she was a substitute teacher. She had gray hair and was a little less than 5 feet. She brings me to the back and tries to look for a shirt to give me. She looks around while I stand there awkwardly and comes back to me with a hat. She tells me, "Put this on for now, we'll get you a shirt later." I walk back to the register and she gets me situated so I can be the front cashier. Lucky for me, it was not a busy night, so I didn't need to worry about being overwhelmed. There is a small computer-esque thing workers use to take orders. Imagine a tablet mixed with an airplane control deck, and if you mess up at all, you have to get the manager called over, which can annoy them very, very fast. The rest of the night goes on as I slowly uncover secrets about what goes on behind the scenes. Wendy's, please don't sue me. The first thing I notice is that the cookies that Wendy's have are made the night before and stay there all day, no new batches. The only time new cookies were put out is if they ran out of the ones from the night prior, which I've only witnessed once. So if you ever go to Wendy's, the less cookies there are, the harder and colder they'll be. Remember that. After the slower dinner rush, Melinda has me go to the freezer to find some lemonade mix. I become startled for a second because I remember that the Wendy's ads say the lemonade is freshly made. That is false! I run back there and scramble to find lemonade, and sure enough, it's right there in a box labeled Hubert's Lemonade. Look it up. It's not Dave's handcrafted, it's this random guy named Hubert's Lemonade. They stole Hubert's Lemonade! I put the lemonade into the mixer and I let it melt, and sure enough, it's the iconic lemonade that we're used to, and they stole it and it's a guy named Hubert's. Now what happens next is what we like to call the muncher hours. This is when people who are high, drunk, or both all come to get some food to fuel their chaos. A couple come in and the first thing I see is their big red eyes staring at what looks like my hair. The man asks for a number 3, which is the 10-piece nugget meal, and the girl wants a number 1 with, She doesn't say anything for at least 30 seconds and finally spits out that she wants a chocolate frosty. When I'm done taking their order, the man asks where the bathroom is and I point him towards the back. However, instead of going to where I pointed, he goes to the cleaning closet and sure enough, it's unlocked. Then when he realizes, he walks back to the restrooms and spends at least a half hour there. Nothing else really happened that night. My next shift, however, is quite different. As I walk into my next shift, I see a huge line that is almost out of the door and realize that I have to take all of these orders. Now, before I say anything, I have never witnessed a so-called Karen moment in my life. This was my first time. A middle-aged man comes in with a small burger and yells for me to come help him. I walk over and ask what he would like, and he says, "You messed up my burger. I said no ketchup." I, never seeing this man in my life, say, "Where did you order it from?" And he says he got it from the drive-thru. He then proceeds to say, "I ordered this without ketchup. I drove for an hour until I realized that you messed it up." I am flabbergasted that this man drove 2 hours total for a burger with ketchup on it. I get Melinda to come over and help him, and as I walk away, I hear him ask, "Where's he going?" and slams his hand on the counter. I run to the back and peek around the corner as he talks to Melinda and gets a new burger. I walk back out to the corner and see the man had left the burger on the counter in a ball shape. I grab it, throw it away, and look up to see an old man ready to order. I'm about to ask, "What would you like to order?" But then he cuts me off, asking what my name is. Now, I will forewarn you that what I do and say in this video did happen and was very dumb. I tell him my name and he says, "Nice to meet you. What school do you go to?" Now, this was a bit weird to me, so I, being very dumb, say the school name. He nods and says he lives close to there and finally asks, "What's your work schedule? When do you get off tonight?" I was so dumbfounded, but I answered for some reason and say 10 o'clock tonight. And he says, "Oh, good." He orders a small fry. Just a small fry, and leaves to get into his car. You may think that's the end, right? No, it's not, because he gets into his car and doesn't leave the entire night. I keep looking, and he's still there. By the time I get off, he's still there. When I turn my car on, he's still there, and then he follows me. I keep driving, and he's still there. But then, me being a new driver, I didn't turn on my headlights, so I get pulled over, and the guy keeps driving. The cop comes up to me, and I immediately say thank you, and explain what happened, and he lets me off with a warning. Now, there are tons of other stories I have, but I will only do it if you guys want me to, so let me know in the comments what you think. I have one final story to end this video. Well, it's not really a story, it's more of just a thing that you need to know. If you have ever used a fountain drink machine, which you probably have, just know that the syrup inside is just like tar. A black ooze that is so thick. Thick like your mom. Okay, bye.